Hello again, guys. So today we're going to be checking out Shiba Inu. We see that just recently Shiba Inu has been getting a little bit of action, and I just want to quickly, take a look at it on the charts to see what it's up to. Of course, as usual, none of what I'm about to say is to be considered as financial advice, because I'm most definitely not a financial advisor. Okay, so I've pulled up Shiba Inu here on the daily charts. And we see that it has pierced this purple line right here that it has been using as resistance this whole time. We saw that it was heading to take out its liquidation candle over here. And I still believe that eventually it's going to take it out. But first, before I give you guys my opinion on what it's getting ready to occur, it has closed two daily candles above this purple line, which is actually a good sign. It's indicating some bullish activity in the short term, is what I believe. Why do I believe it's in the short term? This is on the daily candles, right? This is on the daily charts. In order for us to get a better understanding of whether or not this is an official breakout, we have to zoom out on the larger time frames. We can't just, completely rely on this daily chart. So it looks good on the daily. It definitely appears to be breaking out. So we're having some action on the daily. But what we want to know, if it's going to be that big breakout, that's what everybody wants to know, right? Or if this is just a small rally, that will give us just a little relief before continue heading downwards. So that's what we want to know. That's the most important thing. In order for us to know that, so it looks good on the daily, we have to pull it up on the higher time frames. Let me pull it up here on the weekly. Okay, so here we see it on the weekly. The first thing that I see is this purple line here on the weekly, right? Look where this purple line is. This purple line is an important level of support, which now it will be acting as resistance. If you look all the way over here, look where this line, look where it sits at. Right here, it used it as support, right in the middle of this M, this giant M pattern. This line sits right at the base of this giant M pattern, right? So in order for us to get the first sign of hope of Shiba Inu officially breaking out, we would have to first get above this area right here, which is at 4011. And it's right at this purple line on the weekly. That is on the weekly. So this is our first green weekly candle in a minute for a while. We haven't had a green weekly candle of a significant size in a minute. And the question is, will it pump up to this high? It's possible, yes. If Bitcoin continues to consolidate where it's at, not showing any, kind of activity, being boring, and, we have this temporary liquidity shift continuing, because that's exactly what's happening. People aren't paying attention to Bitcoin, so, they're pouring liquidity into SHIB temporarily and some other coins. If it continues, it is a possibility that it could come up here, but I say this purple line right here at 4011 would be trouble, because it would be met with some heavy resistance right around this area right here. And so that is what we'd want to see. But officially, let's see if we can pull it up. The one that will make you know even better if we have any chance of a real breakout is the monthly. So I've just put it up on the higher time frame. Okay, so this is Shiba Inu on the higher time frame, and we see that it came all the way down here. But before I get into that part, let's first see its potentials. So what I'm going to do is this. As you can see, it's a giant triangle that it is formed on the monthly. And I'm going to go ahead and draw a triangle, draw a line right from the top right there. Perfect, just like that. So what we want to see is a Shiba Inu, this is on the monthly, again guys, to pump all the way up here, above this blue line. Once it comes above this blue line, to be safe, let's put it at, yes. Let's say Shiba Inu pumps all the way up here and then comes around the 402 area. That is what we'd want to see, guys. Because if we were to see that, then we have hopes of Shiba Inu actually breaking out of its, its bearish pattern, even on the higher time frames, and then we can think of Shiba Inu beginning a bull run and heading towards taking out its all-time high of 408 up here. That's where it would be heading. That is if, of course, it manages to pump above this blue line right here and breaks out of this bearish pattern that it's currently in and comes up to at least 402 and then closes a monthly candle up here. Then, guys, that would be very good. Very, very, very good for Shiba Inu. And this blue line, it's exactly right. Wow. It's almost right around where I highlighted that purple line on the weekly. So it's at 4013 is where that blue line is. We want to see it pierce that area, pierce 4013 and come up to the safe zone, which is, I'd say, around 402, right around there. That's what we want to see, guys. Yes, so until we see that, we can't say that we're in the clear. Personally, I wouldn't get in. I believe that, personally, this is my opinion, this is just a small relief rally. Just a very tiny relief rally is all this is. And why do I believe this? Well, I believe this because, first of all, Shiba Inu is still tied to Bitcoin, very much so. And Bitcoin is not yet, it's not finished crashing. It's not finished capitulating as yet. As a matter of fact, we have a long ways to go for Bitcoin. You see, and it's just a matter of time. I believe that we have only just a few weeks, just a very few weeks left before Bitcoin itself runs out of time. And it has to make a decision. And I believe that next big move is going to be a leg down. And whenever Bitcoin does that, Shiba Inu will most definitely follow suit. So regardless of whatever pumps that it's currently making right now, Shiba Inu is going to turn down and it's going to take out its recent lows. Let me go lower. Let me go back on the daily. It's going to turn over and it's going to take out the liquidation numbers right here at 506. Yes, it's going to take this out. And I'm telling you the truth, guys. 6 zeros is coming for Shiba Inu. Yes. 6 zeros is coming for Shiba Inu very, very soon. As soon as Bitcoin starts to roll over, whatever gains that it has made, and however high it goes, even if it hits our blue line up here at the 403, it's going to take back all of those gains. So be very, very careful. Be careful not to be jumping into these levels if you're not a professional trader at these price points, because it's already pumped a good amount already. You see, and this is not the official pump that we're looking for. You see, this is just a weak rally. The big pumps for Shiba Inu is coming after it has crashed significantly. And that pump up to 1 cent, that pump would only come after Bitcoin crashes and liquidity shifts into Shiba Inu. That is what will take Shiba Inu to those higher numbers. You see, Shiba Inu, I don't see Shiba Inu pumping up to those higher numbers with Bitcoin being at these high prices. Most definitely not. No. Bitcoin has to first tumble significantly. Then we will have that huge pump, that 1 cent pump for Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu pumping up to those 2 zeros, 0.2 zeros, and up to 1 cent and higher. That will only occur after Bitcoin has crashed significantly lower than it currently is, you see. So Bitcoin's currently at 91, and it's struggling itself to try to break out. But even if it breaks out, I don't see it going much higher. I honestly don't believe it will pass that $100,000 area. I don't believe that it would pass that. It wouldn't pass it, even if it manages to pump a little bit higher than 100,000, around 103, 104. It wouldn't get much higher than that. Before it rolls over, it would only form a second shoulder of the head and shoulder pattern that it's, it would be trying to form. And then it would tumble significantly lower and faster as a result, because it has waited so long. It's been consolidating for so long. And I'm going to make a video on Bitcoin pretty soon. But yeah, it's only a matter of time before Bitcoin rolls over. And whenever Bitcoin rolls over, Shiba Inu will follow suit. And it's heading into those prophetic areas, guys, that I've mentioned before. It's heading down to 6 zeros. And that's where you're going to want to start taking profits, from 6 zeros, 7, even possibly even into 8 zeros. Those are the prophetic buy numbers for Shiba Inu, and you don't want to miss out on this coin. This coin is a very prophetic coin, which is going to bless a great majority in the body of Christ. So there you have it, guys. That's what I think. That's how I believe that Shiba Inu will play out this current move. Just as this pump here came up to the blue line that I've just placed here on the screen, and then continue to go lower, and it did here as well. I believe it will be the same thing right here, unless of course it manages to break out and closes a monthly candle up here at 402. Then would be onto a breakout move that will eventually take out its all-time high, which would be very, very exciting. Yes, guys. Anyhow, you want to pay attention. Anyhow, it manages to pump up here and then closes. We know that it's coming up to its all-time high at 409, 408, right around up here, and that would be a very nice pump, guys. That would be a very nice pump. So there you have it, guys. That's what I think. You guys do with this information what you will. I've just shared my thoughts and what I'm observing here concerning Shiba Inu and its recent price movements in the charts. So, you guys, please take care of yourselves. Peace, shalom. Until next time.